Disclaimer. The following contains spoilers from the movie. If you have not watched the movie, go watch it for yourself. And if you have not seen it in theaters, wait for it to come out on DVD, and then come back and watch this video. Anyways, I wanted to do this. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Hey guys, Joe29 Shiba here. Now today, we're gonna review Avengers Endgame. Now, originally, I tried to review the film twice, and I accidentally kept deleting it, but this is the third time. But if I make any mistakes, please don't hurt me. So without further ado, let's get on to it. So, and by the way, I'm not going to show different character posters, because, basically, it's going to be you're going to be bored by showing you this. So, let me tell you how this... Now let's start off with the story. So, the movie began with Hawkeye, basically. Hawkeye's basically... He was doing something with his family. He was teaching probably his daughter how to art, shooting her bow and arrow with her. And then after his wife calls them for for lunch. However, until he turns his back, he realizes his family isn't there. Well, that's because this is taking place during this nano snap. And then after that, when Hawkeye's Thanos' family disappears. Sorry about it. Because even though today... And I'm finally going to... Sorry, back on topic. Back to the story. After that, Tony's basically with Nebula in the Guardians of the Galaxy ship they always take whenever they need, when they are going places throughout the galaxy. And Tony feels like he's about to die, but after Tony feels like he's about to die, he basically just walks to his final breath and has his final thing he wanted to say. He says something final in his helmet. So, when he's about to die, he sees the Golden Knight. And that is... Captain Marvel, who saves him. Tony. And after that, they get back to where they're gonna try to... You know that clip you found on YouTube where they're trying to plan to defeat Thanos? Well, they do that. And Thor even says this.
I like this one.
And then after he says, I like this one. They basically have a plan, and Rocket says something funny is, nobody, I've never been in a spaceship, and they're like, no. And they're like, okay, no one parked on my ship. And then Captain Marvel, she leads them to Thanos, and Thanos is, well, farming. Yeah, he's just farming right there. He's literally just farming. And then after, when he's farming, they literally just ambush him. They clearly just ambush him, and when they ambush Thanos, they're asking him, where is the stones? And, Thor, before they asked him, you know what they do? And then Thor basically just comes around and just cuts off Thanos' arm, with the gauntlet. I'm like, oh my god, that is so brutal! They went way too far this one, Dark. And after that, basically Thor cuts Thanos, and then Thanos says that he destroyed the stones. After he destroyed the stones, there's no one coming back, so Thor basically does this. He just cuts his head off. He just says, well, I am for the head. And then after that, everyone's gone. And then after that, they're basically a few years later, and then after that, Ant-Man basically appears. And after Ant-Man appears, he basically he was stuck in the quantum realm. And you know who saves him? It's the Rat! The Rat saved him. Yes, this is ridiculous. The Rat saved Thanos. Come on, guys, let's do this. Come on. Guys, give this one a round of applause. Come on. Round of applause, guys, for the rat-saving Ant-Man. And in which I'll explain in a minute now. And then after that, Cap is basically... Yeah, so Captain America basically was... I don't know what he was doing, but... he was basically just standing there and just helping people while he's not Captain America. Steve Rogers was basically helping everyone while not being Captain America, because I'm guessing he doesn't need to be a hero. And after that, they kind of meet Tony, go to meet Tony. While after that, they go meet Tony, and Tony, surprisingly, him and Pepper, they have a daughter, and her name is Morgan. That's so cute. It's so adorable. And how Tony and Pepper have a daughter. It's so adorable, guys. I'm not even lying. It's so cute. And then after that, I'm trying to say, after when Ant-Man was basically, I forgot to mention, Ant-Man was basically got home and he met his daughter Cassie, who was all grown up, and it was kind of heart-touching. And then, next, they basically go to meet. After that, they basically need someone to fill something, so they can go time travel. Who they choose? They go with Professor Hulk. And yeah, so yeah, they go meet Professor Hulk, and Professor Hulk just builds it, because Banner basically doesn't know any fight techniques when he's Professor Hulk. He said he's no longer in that life, the whole smashing life. He's combined both the brain and the brawn, and both together, and he got Professor Hulk. And it was funny when they said, I'm gonna say, when Scott said, hey, does anybody want to take a picture of Ant-Man? And nobody knows Ant-Man. I'm like, aw, poor Scott. Nobody knows Ant-Man. His movies are basically underrated. And back on topic, they basically go to... I'm trying to remember as I can remember. So basically, Black Widow was eating her sandwich, and then, even though I'm trying to go as much detail as I can, and then after that, they basically meet, yeah, this is funny, when Scott basically was trying to sorry about it, Scott was telling him that the quantum realm was clearly one of the ways they can travel through time, and then after that, they say this. Oh, okay, Rhodey / War Machine. He says this funny joke. When Rhodey says, why don't we go back in time and fight baby Thanos? I'm like, you can't fight baby Thanos, he's just a baby. I'm like, and I was like, did they watch the How Should Have Ended video? If you guys don't understand it in here, let me play this clip from How Should Have Ended. If you guys don't understand the joke.
Now he's just a baby. Well, who's gonna take care of him? We can't just leave him here. Hey, honey, remember that dream I was talking about having a baby? Say hello to our new son, Thanos. Oh, come on. This is not the weirdest thing I've brought home before.
And I was like, I wonder if the writers or the Russo brothers watched the How Should Have Ended video with baby Thanos. And then Hawkeye basically tested it out, and after Hawkeye tested it out, just to try to go back in time to see his family again, so it actually works. And before that, Professor Hulk and Rocket basically go to Thor. And apparently Thor's fat. And I think it does something good. I'm going to bring something else later when Thor's fat, and he's basically with Korg, and Korg's playing Fortnite. And I'm like, out of all the things they choose Fortnite? Well, basically just because of one scene. And then the funny part is like, Korg. Okay, the joke was pretty funny. And hold on. And then after that, he yells into the mic. That was pretty funny. And then after that, they basically get Thor, so they're basically gonna tell them, okay, we got these quantum realm pieces, and before they go, Tony basically was washing dishes, and Tony was basically showing on how much he missed Peter. It's after Tony was washing dishes, because Tony was basically when Tony was washing dishes, he was basically sad. I felt sad for him because of when Peter died in Infinity War. I kind of actually cried when Peter died. Spider-Man died in Infinity War. And the next part is, and then he says, oh, I think he was designing something, and he said, shit. And then his daughter said, shit. I did not expect that. I did not expect it coming. And then he tries to read her bedtime story. And then he says, I love you 3000. Oh, that's heartwarming. That is so heartwarming. And after that, they basically go to, if I remember, they basically go to, not test it out, but they basically go there so they can get to, he basically goes to Cap and gives Captain America his shield back. After he gives Captain America his shield back, they basically split up to groups. So they can go get the stones, so they can travel to different places before the stones were destroyed. So Thanos doesn't get the stones. But they don't, why am I bringing it up? So I'm gonna bring something up later. And anyway, okay. So there's many different places at first. But first, we're gonna go by order for the years that came out. So for this one, we're just gonna focus on 2012, which they were 3 stones. The Time, Mind, and Space Stone. So we're gonna go to there. Alright, and then they basically time travel. Sorry about it. Here's something like time travel. But it's not much I'm trying to do this review. And then, so, basically, Iron Man, Captain America, Ant-Man, and Professor Hulk basically go to that 2012. And it was during when Loki attacked New York. It was, you know how in the 2012 Avengers movie when Loki attacked New York? And then the part, it was pretty fun seeing the best times we were in the MCU just to get the stones. We were going back time travel, and it was pretty good. And now let's focus on, so Professor Hulk basically tries to get this time stone from that lady, and sorcerer. No, it wasn't Doctor Strange, because Doctor Strange does not get the time stone until 2016. And then after basically trying to do it, then we get something else. So, we basically get after Hulk beats up, if I remember correctly, he beats up, it's funny remember how he kinda actually beat up, yeah, it was funny, he beat up Loki with just smashing him and saying, puny god, and then after that, when the final confrontation of the Avengers, and then the funny joke Ant-Man says, oh boy, that's sweet America. That was really funny what he just said. That sweet America's ass. No, that was pretty funny. And then he had to flick them. And then Cap they're trying to get Tony's trying to get the time, not the time stone. Professor Hulk gets the time stone by asking the lady that Strange gave it to him, so there was no other way, so she basically gives the whole Professor Banner the time stone, and after he gets that, Professor Hulk, I keep calling him Banner, I don't want to call him I'm just gonna call him Professor Hulk, so he gives Hulk the time stone, and then after that, they're looking, the other 2 stones are missing, so Cap basically goes to go get, basically disguises himself, and Hulk basically just, in 2012, basically just takes the stairs. That's it. And then after, when they're basically taking the stairs, and while they're taking the stairs, he's taking the stairs. Well, Cap disguises back as his 2012 self so he can disguise himself so that nobody can recognize him. And while nobody recognizes him, basically, he's in the elevator. For a second there, I thought they were going to make an elevator fight scene, a reference to Captain America Winter Soldier, the elevator fight scene. And then Cap basically takes the scepter, and so Tony basically just flicks Scott, Ant-Man, Iron Man just flicks Ant-Man to past Tony. And then when he's trying to get the suitcase from it, and then Ant-Man basically just pulls his arc reactor, Tony's arc reactor. So after that, Thor basically just actually saves him from dying by just hanging his hammer Mjolnir a little light on Tony's arc reactor, so he actually fixes him. So he almost died. And then they almost got away with the case. A way to go. So at that time, if I remember correctly, at that time, Loki didn't disguise himself as Captain America yet. And then during that, we have an entertaining fight scene. And it's Captain America Future versus Captain America Past. And then he said Bucky's still alive. And after that fight, that was pretty good. That was a very entertaining fight. And then after that, the funny joke was, that is America's ass. That is pretty funny. And then we're almost done with the 2012 part. And then after the 2012 parts, we basically get into when, if I can remember, yeah, there we go. It's the 2020 part, 2012 parts. There we go. So when at the 2012 parts, yeah, 2012 parts. There we go. In the 2012, after basically Captain America gets the Mind Stone, they basically go back in time, and when they're time traveling, not to mention this in my Captain Marvel movie review, but in this movie review, we get a Stan Lee cameo. I forgot about to mention the Stan Lee cameo. It'd be guilty for me to not mention the Stan Lee cameo. That is the final time we ever see Stan Lee in a cameo. Rest in peace, Stan Lee. Hopefully, Marv, even though we'll always miss you from the bottom of our heart. Anyways. Then we get on to the 2013 part saga, where we're basically back in Thor: The Dark World. And that takes place before Thor's mother dies. And also, I would say this is a pretty sad moment. Thor basically meets his mother before she dies, and Rocket basically goes to Jane Foster to get some of her blood, because some of it contains the Reality Stone. So, after that, he basically goes, his mother, and then the funny joke when his mother says, remember to eat the salad, and so, shockingly, after they got it, Thor actually lives past Thor's Mjolnir hammer. And after he lives past Mjolnir's hammer, we're almost done. We're to the 2014. You know, from Guardians of the Galaxy. Then we get into the 2014 arc. So basically, War Machine and Nebula. And then it plays the intro of the Guardians of the Galaxy 1. And dang it, computer. Sorry about it. So it plays the Guardians of the Galaxy thing. And then after that, they basically get to 2014. And then, so basically, I'm gonna talk about the emotional scene first. So, basically, you know how Red Skull was in Infinity War? In 2014, Red Skull had the Soul Stone. So, here's the thing. He said, you must give up the one you truly love to get the stone. So, this means the one you have to give up the one you love against the one you like. Against the one you to get something that. So basically Black Widow and Hawkeye were almost trying to stop each other from one of them from dying, so one of them falls. So basically it was sad. I actually kinda cried when Black Widow died. Even though Black Widow died, I cried. I clearly cried when Black Widow died. I'm not even lying. I kinda actually cried. But then there's the next scene. Next scene is where Nebula and War Machine basically get the Power Stone. However, no, Nebula's kind of glitching because the past her still has seen something what happened. Saying, like, you never betrayed her. And then past Nebula tells what future past Thanos what he does. He basically snaps. So, basically, they get back to there without Black Widow, and they get all the stones. And then Professor Hulk says, what happened to her? After Clint says she had to die. She died just because she had to give him the Soul Stone. And during that, they are basically playing the self-shutdown sequences. And then Thor, it's basically helpful. So one of them basically takes the snap. So it's Professor Hulk. Professor Hulk basically just takes the snap. And after he does it, it's for his struggle suit. And then he actually gets to snap. So he can bring everyone back to life. And then he's basically... And his arm was burning, and Tony was basically cooling him off. And then while Tony was cooling him off... Attacked! Past Thanos basically comes... Between 14 Thanos basically comes over there. And basically just shoots. And while basically Hulk was doing a reference to the comic. You know how in the comics when he lifted up that mountain? That was basically what he's doing, except that. And during that, we get a fight between Thanos and from 2014 and the three Avengers that started the whole group. So there's the original three versus them. Well, Ant-Man and Hawkeye's basically trying to run with Gauntlet, trying to stop those creatures that were chasing him. And then after that, they're basically... And then Hulk's basically trying to lift it up, and then War Machine is paralyzed, and he's helping Rocket, and Ant-Man's basically just swimming, because, well, you know, he's Ant-Man! And then, during that battle, when Thor basically has two of his Mjolnir and Stormbreaker, this happens in the battle! And oh my god, guys, I did not expect Captain America to lift up Mjolnir. I did not even expect it. I never saw that coming, guys. I never saw Captain America lift up Mjolnir. And then it's basically a battle, and Thanos gets his whole army out. And apparently, he feels his shield is broken. He still has Mjolnir. I thought he was going to take it all by himself. But however, everyone else we've known, like... And then Doctor Strange opens up a portal. And it was the heroes that we've seen falling down. And then we've seen back in. And then we see everyone back. Everyone's back. Spider-Man, Guardians, heck, even Star-Lord, and Doctor Strange, and even everyone who died, and Scarlet Witch. They basically handled it. And then, guess who's back? And then Black Panther is back with Wakanda army. And then after Wakanda army, we get other armies from Wakanda, not just Wakanda. Also from the Guardians ships. I think other ships. And then also we see some sorcerers and some over there. And Captain America says this one line we've never seen him say. Here. So he says, Avengers, assemble! And then this huge battle basically goes on. And then after that, they finally activate Kill Switch mode! And then during the final battle, Peter, in the Iron Spider suit, he activates Kill Switch mode. And I'm like, finally, Kill Switch mode! They finally got Kill Switch mode! They didn't make it out to be a joke. And then after he thought he's done, and during Shadow Ships, guess what happens? Captain Marvel appears. And I'm like, Yes, like, I knew it, she was gonna be useful. And then she says, hey, Peter Parker. And then he says to him, I'm Peter Parker. And she says, hey, Peter Parker, you got something for me? And then we start out the whole girl power scene, even though Black Widow isn't there. And then after let's rush through, everyone's trying to get up. Then Scarlet Witch attacks Thanos, and then everyone's trying to get back. And Thanos says, and I am the inevitable. I don't need all of you hearing my snap, but he doesn't have the stones. And Tony, he ends this last line, the first words he says. So he ends up with his final words, and I am Iron Man. And everyone else, Thanos, Iron Man, Thanos and his entire army disappear, and the Black Order also disappear. And then after that, Tony's almost dead. And then after Tony said, and Peter said, Mr. Stark, we won. And then after that, he's dead, and then Pepper says, I love you 3000. And that kind of made me tear down. And then Tony was basically giving a speech. And then something else, he said to Morgan, I love you 3000. Love both of them, 3000. And then we get Tony's funeral. And now I'm gonna say this. I actually cried when Tony died. He felt like I was saying goodbye to like this friend I have. And then, let's get off real quickly. And now, after that, Cap basically goes back to the past. And he basically stays in the past. That's it. He stays in the past, and then Peggy. And he comes back and he gives Falcon his new shield. Wait a second. If Falcon becomes Captain America's shield, does that mean... Wait a second. If Falcon has Captain America's shield, does that mean he's Captain Falcon secretly? Marvel, how dare you hide Captain Falcon from us? Maybe. Okay, let's do this. Let's stop this. My review is 27 minutes long. I'm getting Vietnam flashbacks. Okay. Alright, let's get through this quickly. So, without further ado, what was there like? This is basically one of the best MCU movies out there. Why? It's because it's clearly fun. It has a good fight scenes that are entertaining. It also has emotional moments. Everyone did a good performance, really good job, and all our arcs are done, and after that, that's what I had to say. And now people have these complaints like saying, why couldn't they use the Soul Stone or Time Stone to... I'm gonna say this. Everyone is saying, why couldn't they have used the... They didn't explain time travel. I'm like, bruh, it's literally time travel. If you change the past, you change the future. If you die in the past, you die in the future. And guess what? That's basically it. Even the most famous time travel movie, Back to the Future, is explaining it. Okay, I'm not gonna do this right now. I'm not gonna explain time travel right now, because it's time travel. Everyone knows this. Anyways, and then, we're saying, why couldn't the Tony basically use the Tony? Why couldn't they use the Soul Stone or Time Stone to revive Tony? Here's the thing. His death would mean meaningless. But Tony didn't die. Right? Why would we be sad enough for doing that? Now, for example, in the next scene, when Thanos said, I used the stones to destroy the stones. They nearly killed me. And that's why he never used it, because he said, I reduced them to atoms. So, that's basically it. So that's basically because reducing atoms means he destroyed them. So, I'm almost done with my review. So, let me get this review out of the way. Sorry for my 30-minute review. It's on my birthday. Today's my birthday. So, without further ado, what would I give this movie? Well, this is the first MCU movie. All of them. It gets a 10 out of 10. It is one of the best. This is the best MCU movie out there. It's second up closely after Infinity War and Iron Man 1 and Captain America Civil War. Anyways, so without further ado, make sure you will like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with others. Jotun and I, Shiba, and I'll see you guys next time later. Also, catch my review of Spider-Man Far From Home. Today I'm just gonna upload it. Yeah, tomorrow. Today I'm gonna upload my birthday. So later.